It's going to be another beautiful day here Monday in Simpsonville. However, the rain's on its way, and we're going to have a soggy week. But it is going to be up in the 60s again today, so another nice day and beautiful sun out now. So we just have to enjoy what we have for today and just find some inside things to do tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday because we're looking at 3 or 4 days of rain. We're in the book of Revelation, and we've looked at the letters to the churches. We're continuing to look at those. We're in chapter 3, and we've looked at Ephesus, who left its first love. We looked at Smyrna, and the fact that it was a faithful church. And we've looked at Pergamum, who had allowed immorality and idol worship to creep into its church. We looked at Thyatira and the fact that Jezebel was being tolerated and not dealt with. We looked at Sardis, which was a dead church. And we looked at the fact that all of these churches had one thing in common. At the very beginning, we said, He knows. He knows what the churches are doing. He knows what you're doing. He's an all-knowing God, and He's watching everything that we do. So today we want to look at the questions for the church at Philadelphia. And very interesting church, because here again you can do some education guessing and some prophetic guessing and some possibly some divine speculation about this church. But here are your questions. What were the right things that the church at Philadelphia was doing? What are the right things that the church of Philadelphia was doing? Question number 2, what were the wrong things that he said that the church at Philadelphia was doing? 3, what action did he say to take? What action did he say to take, the church at Philadelphia? And question number 4, what was his promise to the church at Philadelphia? Well, the right things were they had a little bit of power, and as a result of the fact that they had a little bit of power, he comments once again about the fact that what doors he opens can't be shut, and what doors are closed by him can't be opened. He said they've kept his word, and if you look down at verse 10, it says they've done it with perseverance. And they've not denied his name in any way. Not denied his name in any way. Question number 2, what is the church at Philadelphia doing wrong? Oh, this is wonderful. Nothing. He didn't list a single thing that they were doing wrong. Does that mean they were perfect? Probably not. But as comparison to the other churches, he had nothing to say about what wrong they were doing. What was the action that he called for the church at Philadelphia? Well, I believe it's hidden in the phrase open doors and shut doors. I believe they were supposed to go through every open door that he had for them. And I believe that they were being told, don't try to go through doors that I've shut. Now, there could be a lot more symbolism here and a lot more educated guesses. The open door could very easily be the fact that heaven had been opened to them, and hell would one day be shut. It also could very significantly be prophetic about the church of the age of the church of Philadelphia. That is, that soon the door of heaven would be opened and he'd say, come up here, the rapture. And those that had not trusted in Jesus, doors were being shut. So a lot of divine speculation that we can have there. He says that the Jews that have been trying to separate Christianity from Judaism will fall at their feet. And he tells them in verse 11, hold fast. If there was nothing wrong going on, and even though they had only a little power, the doors were open, hold fast until that time. Now here's why I said about the open door to heaven, and it's in the promise. Question number 4, the promise, verse 10. He said he would protect them from the tribulation that was soon to come, the testing that would be on earth. That kind of sounds like the rapture, doesn't it? Being lifted out prior to the testing on earth. And that they would not have anyone take away their crown, and that they would be a pillar in God's house, and even talks about the New Jerusalem. And so we kind of get a picture that this may be prophetically, although it's also a perpetual church. That is, there's always been churches like this with just a little power. We also see that it could be the church age just prior to the rapture, and could represent the church age that we live in right now, the part of the church age we live in right now. There is something very special that I want to say about this particular church. They were a little church. They had a little bit of power. But you know, God doesn't measure nickels and noses like we do in church success. He measures obedience. And the church at Philadelphia had been obedient. They were doing what God said to do and refraining from the things that God said not to do. Remember, we make up the church. That's your thought for the day. God bless you.